Hi there everybody, I'm Bill Keller. I'm a Thrive consultant. Welcome to the Thrive Train video. Today we are here in Aruba and we are actually on the 2017 Fantasy Getaway Vacation with Thrive, and I'm so happy to be here and for our first trip like this. It's been a thrill. And I have here with me Debbie and Monty Abbott, who are platinum executives with the company, and we want to talk today about how to do shows, because they have basically built their entire business doing shows, right?
That's how we met people, right? When we did parties.
We started that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were you saying about?
We did Expos as a means to meet people, because we needed to meet people to go get parties. And our core of our business is parties, consultants, and hosting and all that, but we needed a way to meet people, so we did Expos. We've done a lot of them.
Okay, and you actually grew pretty fast that way.
We were very fast that way, yeah. We did silver in 6 months, gold in 11, and platinum in 21 months.
Oh wow, platinum in 21 months. I'm a little behind the schedule, I guess.
No, you're doing great.
Okay, so we're going to talk about how to do shows. They're going to do us a little presentation so you can see it. But in order to do that, we're going to go inside to get out of this blazing sun here in Aruba.
Wonderful sun.
And since we're here, we're just best casual because we're going to go get in the pool when we're done.
Debbie doesn't wear swimsuits to Expos, and I don't wear shirts like this and hats like this to Expos. But we're in Aruba.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go inside and talk about the shows.
All right, thanks.
The Abbotts are an absolute wealth of information, and what you are about to see here in this video is like drinking from a fire hose. It's so content rich. Now the video is about an hour long or so, but if you are really interested in doing shows and expos, or even if you're not interested in that, but if you're interested in learning how to do a proper presentation, even just one-on-one, I really suggest that you sit down, you watch this video, take notes, maybe listen to it several times, write down the key phrases that they use, study how they do it, because this stuff is dynamite and this will build your business, whether you're doing shows and expos or for your home party presentation or just one-on-one presentation. This is good stuff. Study it and it'll make a difference. Okay, so you're doing a show. You've got a table set up. What is your main purpose for the show? Are you trying to sell product to make money at the show? Are you trying to just take a few things and then take orders? Or, that you put on the website so that they're delivered to the customer? What is your main purpose for the show?
Well, after doing hundreds of shows, learning the hard way and the wrong way, we've learned that we do not do shows in general to sell enough product to even pay for the booth. We select the shows that we think will meet the like-minded people, and so we're selective on our shows based on will we meet people that we can relate to, because the purpose in a show to us is to get consultants, get parties, get deliveries, and that if you sell some product, and you can and you will, but your long-term revenue and growth revenue for a solid foundation is parties, hosting parties, I left that one out, deliveries, and consultants. That's your purpose. So it's basically no different than doing a living room party. The purpose of that is to meet people that do the same things. You're just increasing and accelerating the path that you're meeting people, and hopefully you can plug them into one of those.
Okay, so the bedrock of the business for most consultants is the home party. And what I hear you saying is that the show is a means of booking home parties.
Yeah, meeting people to get the opportunity to try to do that, yes. Okay. So it's just a cycle of meeting people and you're accelerating it.
Okay, good, cool.
Yeah, and you have a much shorter window. See, a home party,
yeah,
you got 45 minutes, you've sold everything, you've talked about it, you got a half hour, they've tasted things, their friend invited them, so you got instant credibility. Here you've got a minute. You've got to go.
So you have a little presentation that you do when people come up?
Yeah, we're gonna demo that, but I'd like to, maybe if you have another question, otherwise I want to start with why we set the table up like this.
Well, I'll ask the rest after you do your
presentation.
Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So should we just start talking about how we set the table up?
Sure. Let me go and grab the camera so I can get closer.
Well, this is a typical table that Debbie and I have done at least more than hundreds of times over the 6 years. So this represents, now a couple things missing. We almost always have a tablecloth. We're here in Aruba borrowing a table. We might even get kicked out of here. We typically have a tray where we'll set these cups up. These are lifeblood of our business. A lot of you get them in your kit, maybe a smaller version. These are Solo brand 2-ounce cups. You throw them away. You use a lot of 1-ounce ones, 1.5-ounce ones. They're cheap. Costco sells this in our house, so I get them by the case. They're about a 1/10 of a penny a piece. We always get tongs. I use the big tongs. I like the little ones better, and so you don't touch the product. We'll show you that in a minute. This is the lifeblood of our business, the event questionnaire, and Bill will tell you where you can get these. And we'll explain why this is valuable, because there'll be people that come by your booth and they're only going to stay for a second. You get them a sample and you let them know that you can stay in touch with them. They fill that out and we'll show you what we say to bring value to that, so why they do it. So, and we'll do that. The other thing we do is we have a catalog. We typically take a Sharpie and write across the face of it, show copy, do not remove. These will sprout feet and disappear on you otherwise. So
you don't just take stacks of catalogs to give away?
I don't. Now, we do, and there's a good revenue source. Debbie and I in the early years would buy as many catalogs as we get our hands on, to the tune of hundreds, and they cost us $1, we would sell them for $2. And when we found that when we sold them, especially if you're at an expo where there's literature being handed out everywhere, all the other literature went into the bag. This went into their purse or their back pocket because they paid money for it. So you can sell catalogs as a revenue. Now, if you do sell catalogs, be sure to do this. Take a giant colored sticker. Now, a lot of people write their name in the white space. I do, and they even the catalog provides us where you can write your name. Don't do that. Put a we've actually switched ours to bright yellow. Bright yellow sticker with your personalized web address, your contact data, and all that. And I always tell people anybody I ever give a catalog to at a party and any presents, this is the catalog. They have retail prices. If you go to this website, they allow us as consultants to give lower prices. Make sure you shop through our dealer site or a consultant site to get the best price. If you go to the corporate site and bypass us, you wind up paying full retail. So this is where your discounts are. And so you make it obvious to them and educate them. And so selling catalogs can be a revenue source. I just find that my catalog availability, I go through them so fast, I quit doing it. We find our sales are about the same, where we just say, here's the catalog. I can send this to you in electronic format for free if you fill one of these out, and I point at the event questionnaire. And if you fill one of these out, I'll send this to you in electronic format, PDF. We can save a tree. And along with that will come a password, and that password will let you into the site at lower prices. Also, the links to our webpage, our website, to get you the discounts I mentioned will be in that email. So fill that out. So you're creating value why they should fill out the event questionnaire.
Now, I wanted to interject something here to explain what he's talking about as far as the discounts and the lower prices. Thrive Life actually has two different prices. They have the retail price, and then they have what they call the web price or the party price, which is the same thing. If a customer would go to the corporate site, which is just thrivelife.com, they're going to pay the retail prices. But if they go to any website for a Thrive consultant, they're going to get cheaper prices. Also, the catalog has the retail prices, but we can offer them cheaper prices on our website. So you tell them that if they fill this out this form, we can give them a password to get cheaper prices. Then you take that back home and you input their name into your back office as a new consultant. And what will happen then is Thrive will send them an email welcoming them, and it'll have a temporary password, and they can go in and change their password, and then that will tie that customer to your website, to tie it to you as a customer, also give them access to the Thrive customer account on your site to be able to give them cheaper prices. So it's something that you can really use to get them to write down their contact information if you tell them I can get you cheaper prices and I can give you a password for that. And it really works well.
Here's a sin I've learned. Never do this. Here, if you'll fill this out, they recoil. In fact, what I typically do is start with a few of them face down, and I have the pen there and go, if you'll fill this out as others have done, and I will send you this catalog in PDF format. It'll come with a password, all kinds of links, and we always have a new catalog coming out, so I always say that. Oh, we have a new catalog coming out, you don't want to miss it. And there's always one coming every 90 days, 6 months, wherever you are in that cycle, there's always one coming. And you can get the discounts on these prices and say that. So that's how I build value. What are some things you say to get your event question?
I usually build the case with samples, and so I usually start with a vegetable. I really like the corn because you can do just a few kernels and people like it. It's a wow factor. So we're building the case and say, do you like corn? That's how you engage. And if somebody says yes, you go, great. Ours is GMO free. It's amazing. Here, and give them a little sample.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
We usually put half that amount in there.
Yeah, you can do like 5 or 6 kernels. That's quite a bit, but normally we just hand a few kernels that do like corn, but always ask because you don't know if they like it.
Right.
And then they taste it and they usually say, wow. And then we'll go from a vegetable onto a fruit.
Now, the reason why we do vegetable first is they'll never go back and try the vegetable. If you give them a fruit first, they're not going to go try the vegetable. But you get such a wow factor on that corn. In fact, it's one of the first products I ever tasted, and I said, wow. And so it's really, the corn is one of our top 10 selling products in the company. Share it with others.
Mm-hmm. So once we've gone over the corn or a vegetable, then we go to like the strawberry. That's another one that's very well received. The reason I like the strawberry is because you go right into explaining the strawberry laminate here. And this laminate explains the freeze drying process and why Thrive is different than traditional produce. It takes bunny hops going all the way from being picked. Have you ever purchased any strawberries from Costco? You know, you see those strawberries, sometimes they're not
They're white on the bottom, yeah.
They're not exactly bright red like this. So taking these bunny hops, and then by the time you get home, you have a lot of mold. You take a raspberry, you've got that same issue. So that's a lot of waste. So you're talking about GMO-free, healthy, clean. Here you're talking about the taste and quality and waste. The waste factor is really important to talk about. So once they've tasted that, we go through that.
We'll do a mock presentation for them here in a minute.
You have this with strawberry on the corporate site. They have one with the banana.
Tale of Two Bananas.
Yeah.
That's
There's either
another
one you like. Find one you like and go with it. It's
Okay.
a great way to explain the freshness. And you're going to see us, Debbie's going to do a mock where she's here and I'm the customer, and I'm going to do one where she's the customer. And you'll see our pattern, steal our language, make it yours, and go with it. But what we're talking about is laminates. Now, you can buy these, and we typically have the black and white version of this on colored paper. If somebody absolutely wants to take literature home, I'll give them 2 cents worth of literature. I will not give them color literature. And if you laminate this, they stay on your table. If they're colored literature, I've made the mistake of having printed color literature. It just walks away every 2 seconds. People think it's and it's customary to go to most tables and take things. Things that have a sense of value, they don't take them. Mm-hmm. And you'll find that Debbie and I, we might do a show and we're 40,000 attend over a couple of days. We're lucky to hand out 10 pieces of literature. We just are not in the literature handing out business. We're in the engaging people and talking business. Mm-hmm. So we can go through the laminates. So we'll go through this. This is my go-to. I can't even do an expo without this. I'm so hooked on it. So this one you'll see me explain in the mock. On the other side is the cost comparison about the spinach and some of the health benefits. I love this one. We laminated that direction. Debbie, you want to talk about one of your favorite ones?
Yeah, single serve magic. This is basically 10 tablespoons of Thrive in a mason jar, and you've got a meal for one. And so there's a challenge that went on the Thrive Facebook page, and there's lots of different recipes. But basically, you can take 10 tablespoons of Thrive without rice, beans, or pasta and make a meal. It's amazing.
And the reason rice, beans, and pasta because they take longer to hydrate.
Exactly.
So this is just instant hydrate, hot water, you get yourself a meal. This is, now what you see missing on this table is Simple Plate because we're in Aruba, we just didn't want to pack 3. I would not display it without packing 3 because they're always ordered in 3s.
Three or more.
3 or more, so we didn't bring them, but I would normally have a 2 simple plate with 1 open and the stuff in front of it out on the table so they can see the packaging and engage them how to use it. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, so this one is basically just explaining what Simple Plate is. It's pre-packaged for you, ready to go. It comes in 3 or more, and you can make a meal in minutes. It's for 2 or 4 people.
Helps you talk about something.
Yeah, exactly. It tells you exactly here what to share about it. There's no thawing, wasting, peeling, or chopping. It's shelf stable. That's a big point. Shelf stable with ready prepared meals. It's ready when you are 20 to 30 minutes and you have amazing, delicious gourmet meals. Chef designed, generous portions, and non-GMO. That's a big deal. Free shipping for preferred customers. Simple Plate are preferred customer items. Freeze-dried items are preferred. Consultant starter kits are preferred items. And then this is the Magic Wizard.
Become a kitchen wizard.
Become a kitchen wizard. We have 3 starter boxes: pulled pork, Southwest chicken, and ground beef.
And they run about how much a box?
$105, and they are amazing. They are amazing.
Absolutely. I've used them myself, and I've used them to send,
Yeah.
and
They are
It's
so
one of the
great.
things that got you going really strong is trying one of those starter boxes. wasn't it?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
So in the starter box, the per serving is far cheaper than the Simple Plate. But the Simple Plate is so easy for somebody to engage and get going, and they want to repeat that, but they don't want to pay that premium, so they go to this route, and it's another great way to go through the recipe process.
So 10 products, 7 recipes each box. Oftentimes people will do the Simple Plate and add one of the starter boxes, so they're at about $150, $155 if you got a 2-person Simple Plate. So
We
that
just
for
signed up
lunch.
several dozen people, and they all did $150 deliveries by using the Simple Plate combined with the.
Exactly. The reason people want that is they want the education. They want to know. You get the recipes with the Simple Plates, and you get the convenience.
And they want a system to follow.
Exactly. And they get that along with the Kitchen Wizard starter box, and they have those recipe cards. They know what to do with the Thrive. That is so valuable. So that's why I think people love the combination of a Simple Plate and a Kitchen Wizard starter box. You got 3 months of education and amazing foods at a great price. I love it.
And another piece of literature we have on our table is become a consultant. Never hold back about why to become a consultant. These are the starter kits, what's in them, the price per starter kit, how to earn revenue. It's a really great product, and it's a great way to talk about things. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we let people know the most popular is the 259 kit. The 259 kit, you get started with a bunch of Simple Plates, which is so helpful. And then you get a variety of pantry cans, you get snackies, and some great literature. The only difference between these 2 kits is you get this 6 foot shelf that holds up to about 112 cans. Actually, it's 275 cans of the pantry cans. So it's a lot of storage space for a lot of product. So that's the most popular. There's no earning potential difference in getting these different kits.
Yeah, I didn't realize some direct sales you join them. One kit gets you this earning potential, another one gets you a different earning. All our kits do is how much product you start with, and that's really the only difference. So it's whatever you can afford. But we're a huge fan of this kit. I actually bought this kit because I wanted the shelves, and I love the shelves.
Yeah, so we definitely let people know when you're a consultant, you can start earning cash back on your own purchases.
Above $50.
Yeah, anything you spend over $50, you're going to start earning some cash back. So it makes a lot of sense to get your starter kit first, and then start with the Simple Plates that aren't in your starter pack, and add the Kitchen Wizard box. And when you do that, you're set. You get the maximized benefit with your account.
So this is what we would typically have at our setup table. It's literature that gets us talking with the person. We might have black and white copies on colored paper. We kind of assist them. This is one color, that's another color. And we just, if they want it, we keep it back behind so it doesn't walk off. You'll notice we have our business cards back here. We keep them out of sight. People like to grab business cards. We just don't want to spend the money on it. So if we get that person that absolutely doesn't have time to fill that out, they got to go, they got to have something, I'll give them a business card. But I'm doing large events. I'm lucky if I hand out 10 pieces of literature without somebody filling out an event questionnaire, because I just know it goes in the trash elsewhere, and I haven't had anybody chase me down with that. So with that, the other thing that's missing we didn't bring, and it's probably one of your questions coming up, is we usually have order forms tucked away over here to become a consultant, to take deliveries, to buy product. People don't want to carry cans around a show, so we'll ship it to them, and we'll let them know it's free, and it's free for shipping and other things. So the only thing we didn't bring here in Aruba was an order form. We're just having too much fun. So that's the basic explanation of our setup. So normally what's almost always at ours is a tablecloth, just for the look. Usually a tray. They sell them. I think they're waiter trays, cocktail trays. They're black. They're like $1.50 a piece. Usually we'll have a smaller set of these tongs, and I typically don't take samples out of pouches. I'm just being a cheapskate here in Aruba. I would normally take them out of the cans where the tongs work really well. You can grab 1 or 2 pieces. Again, you are not in the food handing out business. You're in the engaging, talking business. I have been to many shows where people have these things filled to the top, these things filled with product, and they've given out. In fact, I had met a lady who said she gave out hundreds of dollars worth at a show, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear you do that. You want to give out just a sample, and I actually don't give samples out unless people will talk to me. I'm not in the food handing out business. I'm in the letting people know how great.
So you do not stand in the aisle saying, you want to try some corn?
No, and I don't have a whole table full of stuff already pre-set out.
Right.
Too many people do that. They think that's going to happen. What they'll do is they'll do just like Costco. They'll go by, they'll grab the sample and go, and they don't listen to the pitch. So I usually have my things back here, and we'll do a mock. Want to do a mock, come by and be a customer?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't we do that?
Okay.
You ready to do it?
Okay.
You want to be? I'll do the behind the counter first.
Yeah.
You do the customer. So one of the things people want to know about is, what do you say? That's probably the #1 question we get at Expos, is what phrase. There's no secret phrase. I'll just show you what I've developed over a period of time. Debbie will use something different. And so we're going to say Debbie just walked by the booth here, and I just met her. I'm at this booth. I have it set up. I have my event questionnaires. I always put a few face down to get it started, and I have my pen there. She's walked by and at least showed some interest. And I'll usually start with, and if she's looking at something, I'll say, because I'm not one of those guys that Carnival barks out into the aisle. I just won't do it. So she's come by, she's looking at something. I go, have you heard of this before?
No. What are you?
Well, we're a freeze-dried food company. We actually have clean, simple, healthy foods. And this, it's just awesome. You ever tried a freeze-dried product?
I haven't.
Let me give you something to share. And normally I'd open this up, I would pull this out, but I have this preloaded for this. I go, this is freeze-dried corn. I always put this in. It's soft. It won't hurt your teeth. People think our dried corn is like dehydrated that you feed chickens and it breaks their teeth. So yeah, I've learned over doing this a few hundred times is this is freeze-dried corn. It's GMO-free. You're going to find this one of the best tasting corns you've ever tried.
Just eat it like that?
Just eat it like that. It's really good.
Wow.
Yeah, you get a wow factor. About every third customer will actually use the word wow. So this is our freeze-dried corn. It's GMO-free, and it's clean, simple, healthy. And I like to always brag about what's in there. There's every ingredient in the counter. And
There's no sugar.
Yeah, there's whatever sugar is naturally occurring. The only product in the can is corn itself.
Wow.
Sealed in a can like this, it has a 25-year shelf life. Once you pop the top, most of our products, 1 to 2 years, you have a long time to finish it, based on how your weather is and where you store it. Now, you tried a piece of corn. Can I give you a strawberry or a pineapple?
I love strawberries.
Okay, then I would pop that out. I would take either the same cup back, or I'd do this and just drop it into her cup and give her one piece of that. I go, one of my favorites is the pineapple. If she took the strawberry, one of my favorites is the pineapple. If she took the pineapple, one of my favorites is the strawberry, because they both are.
Yeah,
and I would give them, and that pineapple is a wow as the corn is. Strawberries, people like it. They find it a little bit shockingly tart because they're hydrating all that juice at once. And then when they say that, wow, can I tell you a little more about our company?
Yeah.
Well, we're a large national company. We're in every single state in the union. We're in Canada. We're in Japan. We're in Puerto Rico. This is our full line catalog of all of our products. we actually sell almost everything you already eat. Milk, eggs, vegetables, our peas. See how vibrant those peas are?
Wow.
That's really what it looks like. Go ahead and look through there. I don't have enough catalogs to give out or sell today, but if you were to fill one of these out as others have done, I will send that to you in PDF
Okay.
along with a password and let you in the site at lower prices. If you go to the Thrive Life website, you'll pay full retail. If you go through a consultant site, such as my own, which is right here on the back, if you do that, you get discounts. So if you fill that out, I'm going to send you links in there, and we don't spam you, we don't share your email with anybody, and we'll get you going. You know, what's really good about our foods is sharing it with others. Now this is our simple plate. I normally have simple plate here, and I go through the steps of, I'll let Debbie show that. She's a master of showing the simple plate. Then I talk about, and normally I'll have also a display of the intro pack that we were talking about, the $105 intro pack. And you can make complete meals with these. I'd love to come do a demo with you and your friends, and it doesn't cost you a thing. It's a blast.
So at the demo, what is it like? And can we
Put
cook?
you in a headlock.
Can we cook one of these?
Absolutely, and you select the one, we'll do that, and if you can just get 4 or 5 friends together, we can come cook with you, share with you, we'll explain, just like I did here, about the healthy way the food is, and if I can show you a little bit about why it tastes so strong in flavor, is most of your produce in the store today is picked 6 to 8 weeks early. If you look in the store, they're never out of anything. They have strawberries, they have all year round, even though they're a seasonal product, because they pick them 6 to 8 weeks, they pick them like this. We get the pleasure in freeze drying to pick ours at the maximum ripeness. So we'll actually test them. We go, no, pick it tomorrow, pick it, okay, now we'll pick it. And then we're getting it at maximum ripeness. And when they flash freeze it down to 50 degrees below zero, they'll then take that frozen product. The day they pick it is the day they freeze it. So they take that frozen product, they may transport it somewhere else frozen to be freeze dried, or some places are so large they'll freeze dry it at the location.
Oh, wow.
So when we do that, here's how freeze drying works. Freeze dry the product. It's now a solid ice state product. You put that in a machine that creates a vacuum. It looks like smoke, but it's actually water vapor leaving. The only thing we do is remove water vapor, remove water via the water vapor process. So the nutritional loss is
0.
Yeah, there's really no nutritional loss in freeze drying. So you're getting something at maximum ripeness and tasting it at maximum ripeness.
That's why it tastes so
That's
great.
why it tastes so strong. So with all your other stuff, and I've noticed this, many of my strawberries, peaches, apples, other things, they look picture perfect in the grocery store. It's because they picked them green. And they ship better that way because they're firm. But you take a bite out of it, it almost has no flavor. And it's missing the nutritional input. In fact, here's some stats on our nutritional inputs, and I also want you to know about cost. I like to have a number 10 can of our product here. This would be a number, these are pantry cans, so just envision a number 10 can. If this number 10 can were spinach, it would cost you about $32 from us. But it's equal to 11¼ pounds of spinach from the store. You basically pay about $4 a bag from the store,
Right.
which is $45. And you always buy 11 pounds at a time, right? No, okay, so it would go bad. But you know, spinach is one of the most thrown away ingredients in America. I eat spinach a lot in our household, and I haven't thrown spinach away in over 5 years because it doesn't go bad in the can, and so it's great. So and it has a higher nutritional value. We have more calcium, more vitamin C. I didn't know this, but a lot of your vitamin C runs out of green vegetables 4 days after they're picked. It's completely gone.
Wow.
So it's really, and everything we sell is shockingly flavorful like that. And if I had chicken salad and I could hand it out to them, look, if you ever, wait till you try a meat product. And then as she's filling, go ahead and fill that out and I'll get you some chicken salad. And I would have chicken salad, a tablespoon in here, to have a spoon, I'd give it to her. And I learned this from the health department. If you hand somebody something, that's a health code violation. You can put it down and then they can pick it up. It's silly, I don't know why that is, and it's different from health department to health department, but never hand somebody the sample, fill it, and then put it down, let them pick it up, and it's just, they're happier that way.
So you have chicken salad that you made in advance, and then you just have it in a cooler?
I typically will have these in a cooler, pre-portioned out with a snap-on lid, and I just give them the lid and the spoon and set it down, and they pick it up and they do it. You got to know your health department rules. You can do this at some places, you can't do it at others. So find out what your health department allows you to do. Some places will not let you make things and bring it in, but when you can do it, that chicken salad is as wow as the corn and the pineapple. It just blows people away. And you follow our rules of the chicken salad. You do chicken, onions, celery, Chef Todd seasoning called Chef's Choice. Don't add anything else. Your grandma might add this, everybody else adds everything else. You're trying to showcase the chicken. And so we keep the mayo really low, and the recipe, I'll say it right here, is 1.5 cups of chicken, 1/2 cup of celery, 1/4 of a cup of chopped onions, 1.5 to 2 teaspoons, depending on your likeness of the chef's seasoning. Stir it all in with hot water. You can do it with room temperature water. And then 1/3 cup mayo. Don't use diet mayo. Don't use others. Use that rich, creamy mayo and put it in there. And it's only 1/3 of a cup. And every time I do it, it doesn't look like enough mayo to get spread around. But you stir it around, it does. If you'll follow that recipe, and we've built our business from 0 to platinum doing that, you get a rich, robust chicken flavor and those flavors in there. If you add a lot more mayo, it tastes like mayo. So we've had a lot of success with that recipe.
You want to refresh everything first before you add the milk.
I see you've checked every single box in there.
I have.
Can I just take you home with me? You're gorgeous. Sorry. Sorry. So, okay, now we're going to switch roles.
Okay, we're done
Yeah.
with that? Okay.
Was that too much? Was
Oh
that too
no,
fire
this
hose?
is perfect.
Okay.
Oh, it's always a fire hose, but yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and so I'm doing everything where I'd normally do half that with one person. So I'm just, they can take, if they're watching this, they can pull those pieces.
sure, and you have to kind of relate to the person and give them what they're looking for. Or I mean, you don't just throw it all at them if they're interested, based on the questions they're asking and that sort of
Sure.
thing. Yeah.
So she didn't get a lot of question asking. I was just giving the info because I wanted to get those thoughts out there, because those phrases and thoughts we use answers like this many questions.
Okay.
Okay, so I need you because you want to make a meal, right? And
You're gonna ask me
so-
some questions.
Yeah.
She's really good at asking lots of questions.
Yeah, if I'm just, I usually have to engage to find out where the conversation is.
You want to do a dry
next.
run without film and then go into it?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
She gets her rhythm doing that, so go ahead.
So start over.
Okay, normally when I'm at a booth like this, the very first thing I do is ask them a question. And so that way it starts the engagement. So do you like corn?
Sure, I love corn.
Oh, let me have you try this. This is it's GMO free.
What's GMO?
GMO is genetically modified. So
Oh.
if you've ever had anything genetically modified, I'm sure you have. However, it's hard to get GMO free corn. So I'd like you to try it.
Sure.
It's really good.
So can I eat it just dry like this?
Just dry like that. It's soft and sweet. It won't hurt your teeth.
Wow, that's quite a corn flavor.
Yeah. So you can use it. You can eat it just like that. You can snack on it, or you can throw it in a recipe.
So you can add water to it or something?
Yep. So if you wanted to throw it in a recipe, you just throw it in a pan and just add water, and it's pretty easy. So let's say you're making a casserole. Instead of using frozen corn, you can use that corn.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you guys just pretty much sell corn?
No, we actually have everything you eat.
Oh, really?
So we have milk, cheese, eggs. We have chicken. Yeah. So we've got our vegetables here too. Let me have you try. We tried that one, but let me have you try it fruit.
Okay, is this your catalog? Can I have it?
You can have it. Yes.
I'm being that guy.
Okay, so we actually started out in the shelving business, and now we're one of the premier freeze dryers in the nation. We have our shelving with the first in, first out rotation.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, they're really nice. I've got a couple of them. It holds a ton of our food, but we have packages, but we actually are known for very simple, clean, healthy food.
Okay.
Yep, so you can use
Oh, wow.
our smoothies. I love these raspberries, they're phenomenal. If you're trying to get a lot of vegetables in your diet, you can throw spinach in here and then go over our spinach line. So, our spinach actually has higher nutrition than store spinach, and the reason is because we're picked at the peak of perfection, flash, frozen, freeze-dried, and in the can. This is a great cost comparison if you're worried about throwing food away. We have a really long shelf life, 25-year shelf life, sealed in
Wow.
a can like this. Once you open it, you've got about a year to chew to use that. But here in this cost comparison, our spinach is about $31 for a big can, big number 10 can versus 45, and you won't throw any of that spinach away. So that's an amazing comparison right there of other spinach. So you can use that spinach in a recipe. Speaking of recipes, we've got some very easy recipes. You want to make dinner very quickly. We have our Simple Plate product, and how that works is it's prepackaged for you and it's numbered. So in about 20 minutes, you've got yourself a really amazing meal. It comes in 3 or more, but how it works is basically you get a recipe card. It shows you everything you need, almost everything that you need for that recipe is on the card. And you flip it over and there's steps showing you exactly how to make something like that in a crazy short amount of time.
Have you had them?
I have. I've had my favorite one is a South Pacific stir fry. It is so good. When you taste their chicken or our pork, you'll just be so amazed.
Freeze-dried pork sounds strange.
Yeah,
It's good though.
it is so good. I would encourage you to consider having a party.
Do you have any here to sell?
I don't sell them here. You fill this out, this form out right here. I could send you a password to the site, and I could send you a email with our monthly.
I don't like my email getting scattered all over the country.
You don't? Oh, I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. Your information's safe. I just send you a password to the site, and then once a month, I'll send you an email. And if you want to unsubscribe, you can. But I highly recommend filling that out because, like these other folks did here, they're going to get that password, and it'll allow you to shop at lower prices.
So you sell this full time, or what do you do?
I do. I'm a consultant. My husband and I do this full time.
But he's a handsome buddy.
He is so handsome. We do this full time. As a consultant, you can really plug in however you want. However, it is an amazing retirement business. We have done this for 6 years and we love it. We've taken exotic trips. Matter of fact, I'm on one right this minute in Aruba. However, if you just want to make a couple extra $100 a month, it's so easy to do. You just purchase one of our starter kits. You plug it into whatever level you want. But purchasing one of our starter kits, you are now a consultant. The only other obligation is to buy $50 in groceries a month. But we find people really want to start getting their Simple Plates.
You eat that much a month, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, it's groceries. It's
So you
groceries.
have to do just 50? Could you do more?
Yeah, what most people do is they'll purchase one of our, they'll get our Simple Plates. They come in 3 or more at a time. This is a 2-person Simple Plate. That's about $50. Okay, so you're getting 3 of them for about $50. And then they love to add on this Kitchen Wizard starter box. So do you do much cooking?
I do.
What do you like to cook?
Something that's easy and quick.
Really? That is great because that's exactly what we have. With these Kitchen Wizard starter boxes, you get 10 cans with 7 recipes.
These kind of cans?
Yes,
These
sir.
smaller cans?
Yes, sir. So you get 10 of these kind of cans. Actually, there's 9 cans plus a spice can, which is one of their spices. The cans are listed right here, and the recipes are here. This is our pulled pork. You're curious about that pork? I'll tell you, one of my favorite dishes in this pork starter box is the pork verde.
Okay.
So delicious. It's so delicious. So that's what most people like to do. These starter boxes are $105. And then when you add the Simple Plate, it's about $50.
So $150 you get both?
Yeah, and you get all of that information so you know
So what's my
exactly.
commitment?
Your commitment would be a 3-month commitment, and you can get it started whenever you want. Most people get one of these first, because anything you spend over $50, you start earning cash
Oh,
back.
okay. So
Yeah.
do that and that, and then if I do 150, I'm going to make commission on the 100 part of the 50 if I buy this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep, exactly. So that gives you the most perks. Become a consultant. then start your Kitchen Wizard starter box with your Simple Plate next. And when you do that, you've got all of the tools so you can start being your own wizard in the kitchen.
All right, thanks. How's that? A little longer, you really wouldn't get that length of time with somebody at a table. So dissect. Sometimes you can. In fact, the longer you're talking to somebody at the table, the more your table gets swarmed.
Okay, people just kind of
what's he talking about?
listen in.
And then you can start talking to other people, like they can start engaging, then you can get 4 or 5 people filling these out at once.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Was that
Excellent.
helpful?
Oh,
You
absolutely.
want to do the questions now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
So you hardly have anything here. I mean, you can easily put it in a small box and take it with you.
We are minimalists and we believe in that. We see people with great big displays.
Yeah, they
and
look like grocery stores.
Right.
We have done them. We did a fair that went on for 30 days, and we had a whole wall of snackies, and we'd saved up our free and half price, and we had hundreds and hundreds of bags of it. But we were there for 30 days, so it essentially was a store. Where you do most of your expos are 1 or 2 days, 3 days most, and people simply aren't going to buy a lot of product to take and walk away with. But if you do bring things and you use your free and half price, put it on snackies. And something we didn't put on the camera, and I want to put that on here, is mark everything. We buy these. These are actually from Vistaprint. These are return address labels, and I deliberately do a stark color so it catches their ID. And it says to order, call Debbie Abbott, her phone number, and our website. And that's all I put. There's not one product that leaves our table that doesn't have that on there. All of our cans will have it on there. All of our bags will have it on there. So people know if they do buy it and they don't fill out an event questionnaire, at least they have a chance. And we've had many people call us back and say, "Hey, I bought that bag from you at that fair thing, and I'm empty. I want some more."
Okay, so that was actually one of my questions, was if somebody just buys something and walks away with it, how do you plug into that and make sure that they come back and that they're plugged into your website and placing orders?
We are rabid about trying to get event questionnaires. So if they sell something and if they're willing to buy something from you and go away and chew on it, they probably have some interest and you've already got the value in their mind. Create more value and let them know, if you want more of these, in fact, I always sell at full retail plus. In fact, I sell snackies for $7 at almost every expo. And I buy them at free and half price. You all know you can buy a snacky for like what, $5, $4, and free and half price is even less. So I always sell them. I just charge you full retail. Why don't you let me send you my catalog? I always go back to the catalog. Why don't you let me send you my catalog, and you can have a full product line in there. You're buying the product anyhow. We have new products coming out. We have a bunch of new of the Simple Plates coming out. Fill that out. I'll stay in touch with you. I never spam or share your email. If you hate us, you can unsubscribe that quick at the bottom of the thing, but at least stay in touch.
And you can offer an incentive if somebody wants to buy, get on the Simple Plate in the Kitchen Wizard starter box right there. You can say, oh, you get a snacky today for doing that.
Okay.
So you could give them an incentive to do that.
And of course,
for
you're
today.
using your free product.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're just,
Yeah, you build that free product and you do that. So if you're just getting started and all you have is your starter kit, as exactly how we started in the business, we took our starter kit to our shows and sampled out of that, and as sales increased, we earned free and half price. As more parties increased, we did that. But we started like everybody else with just a handful of products.
So you don't have to feel like you have to have a big inventory.
No.
You can just take your starter kit, which has a couple of, if you get the middle priced one there,
Right.
it has Simple Plates in it, and you said it's got cans.
Yep.
And that's pretty much everything you need.
That's all you need.
Yep.
It's got a pack of order forms in there.
Got a pack of order forms, got a pack of catalogs,
Okay.
and yeah, it's got everything you need. The starter kit is really a starter kit.
Yeah.
It's got everything you need.
The way I do business a lot over YouTube, a lot of people, they start as a consultant and they haven't tasted it at all. And
Right.
And they get their starter pack and they're thinking, this starter kit is for me to taste it and find out if I like it or not.
Yeah.
The starter kit is for you to be able to do this, to start to build your business.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody who gets a starter kit who doesn't open everything and taste it. So
Yeah.
just take that to your next show.
Okay.
That's the fun of the business.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so where do you find the shows that you?
Okay, there are all kinds of shows, and here's the #1 way to find shows. there's a show near your house right this minute, this Saturday, whatever it is, and it's a venue you've been to, the county fair, wherever the venue is that has shows all the time, go there, pay the fee, walk the floor, and interview vendors. Vendors that you like, and talk to a vendor and go, hey, I sell freeze-dried food, I'm not a competitor of you. What are some of your favorite? Do you do this a lot? How many shows do you do? This is the only show I ever do. Well, then he's not helpful. Oh, I do shows all the time. And then you go, what are the best shows? Oh, this one's good, never do this one. And next thing you know, you talk to 10 vendors. In fact, I bring samples with me, and we have a member of our team who's fearless. She'll actually go do a little party at their table, and she sponsors them. She gets people there, and she finds new shows. But the best way to find a show is find the venues, and then most venues have a website, and you'll see a ton of different shows. And we've done boat shows, we've done car shows. I've never done a cat or dog show, but I have people in my business who have, and they've been successful because they're into cats and dogs. They can speak the language. And so do something that you think you'll find people who think like you. RV shows are great because they travel so much, they need the light stuff. But you just go find shows, and don't go pay $300 or $1,000 for a show. There are a lot of low cost and a lot of free shows.
Yeah.
How much do you think would be your limit to pay for a show, for like a weekend show?
The answer to that is there is no magic answer because every household has different discretionary income.
Okay.
And if you're rock solid and you have a lot of money and you really want to get this business going, you can go out and do a ton of shows and spend a pile of money, and eventually if you do them right, it'll come back anyhow. But most of us can't do that. So most of us should go do shows that are low cost. Go get a budget. Go get out there, and you're going to stumble in the first few until you get all the words down and you're right. And if you're working with your active and growing up line saying, correct me, please help me, I did this, I only got that, you should leave each show with a few dozen of these. I mean, and they add up, and because you're building the database, you can call those people back, try to make appointments with them, and all that. So there is no real factor what the costs are. There are some, I avoid things like convention centers because those are the most expensive shows on planet Earth. And I think a cheap show is $1,500. And even though they'll have 30 or 40,000 attendees over a 2 or 3 day period, who can afford that? And we've done a few of those, and I won't go do them again. So
and if you do have a show that you want to do, always ask the attendance, and always ask how many times have you done this show? How many years have you done it? Because if you are going to do a more expensive show and it's a brand new show, you might want to find out how many the attendance. So try to get some stats about the show because it'll help you also.
Yeah, how many years they've done it, because if you get how many attendees do you think, well, we really don't know. What'd you get last year? We've never done it before, it's our first year. Oh, I'm pioneering right along with you. And we've had shows where there's just a waste of time and money. Crickets, they just went by and nothing happened. So you want to ask a lot of questions, the more seasoned shows. But then there's all kinds of networking things. There really are a lot of free shows. You have to become a detective and go find those. And my area might be different than your area. Here's the ones I know that don't do well. Farmers markets are really brutal.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they won't let you in because you're not local made product or you're a pre-packaged product. They only want fresh.
And I would think even the people that go there are looking for fresh food, farm food.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who've done them, and I don't know anybody who's killed it. Now, there's probably somebody watching this video that's a Thrive member that says, I killed it. You're the 1%. In general, they're hard to get into and they're not really successful. But I'm telling you, if you have an interest in something in life, like Christine Treadway, they did car shows in their early days because they're really into cars. And they did really well at that. Now, I wouldn't know because I don't know anything about talk about cars.
Selling food
They engage people.
Groceries at car shows.
Well, they had a
It's not
booth.
like a hot dog stand.
Right, they really didn't sell much, and while the guys were looking at the cars, the wives were over there talking to her, and she booked parties.
Huh.
And so, he's doing the car, why don't we get together and do a party?
Yeah.
And that worked for her. So, you can do a lot of different things. So, I like to call it alignment. If you have alignment with somebody, meaning you have a reason to talk to them because you're both enjoying the same thing, they'll listen to you. But if you're just a guy there pitching widgets, then no. So,
It's about connecting with people.
yeah.
Sure.
And then the additional alignment comes when you say, are you interested in clean, healthy foods? Are you looking to have more foods on hand? I try to hit on several things and find them to say yes to one of those. Then I feel I have a license to talk to them more. Are you looking to have more foods on hand because you think it's smart to do? I don't use prepper language anymore just because it pigeonholes you. But prepper gets that language and says, yeah, I think you have more. Well, we have a 25-year shelf life, 1 to 2 years once it's open. And we eat this on a regular basis. It's not just some food you store, it's delicious food. Are you looking to eat healthier? Well, yeah, we're a clean, healthy food company. The only ingredient in the can is that, with most of our ingredients. Now, you take something like this is yogurt. It has sugar, it has other things in it because it's a blended make thing. But if you take our whole foods, almost all of our whole foods are just individual ingredients. So, and they go, yeah, I'm into that. And then I always like say, how about quick and fast? That's the real beauty of our food. It's clean, healthy, it's competitively priced, and it's quick and fast. I mean, and that's really the addiction in our household is the quick and fast, the convenience. And it's hard to convince people convenience. They have to experience it, then they get addicted to the convenience.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you don't use prepper terminology. When I first started, I was a prepper, and that's how I got into it. And
Me too.
my idea was that I had to convince people even to be preppers before they would buy it. But what I learned very quickly was, if people are already prepper minded, all you have to say is 25 years, and they get it.
They get it.
You don't have to explain it to them.
Yeah.
What you need to explain is that it's great for everyday use, because people don't get that.
Right.
And when they came out with the Simple Plate and they changed the website and they changed the name to Grocery Box for this stuff, I really like that, because I used to say, yeah, I sell freeze-dried food for long-term storage. Now I say, I sell freeze-dried groceries delivered to your door.
There you go.
And it's a totally different
That's
feel,
true.
you know?
And one has
And all that, just to change freeze-dried food to freeze-dried groceries totally changes your concept.
Or just even say groceries to your door.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then how clean, healthy it is. And Debbie and I got in this from the prepper standpoint originally, and I learned from some very, very seasoned preppers that the #1 rule in food storage is store what you eat and eat what you store.
Right.
Too many people store foods and go, I'll only touch that in an emergency.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of us is
And then half the time emergency comes and they don't know how to use
they
it.
know how to use it.
Because they've never tried it.
Right, and so what we become is an alternate grocery store. So spend the same amount each month you're spending, just take some to over us for a while, start using it and convert that. And we find a very large percentage of our people, they might start off doing $100, $150 a month, and their whole household grocery budget's $600. Eventually, we are a greater percentage of that $600, and the other's the other
Right.
side.
Well, that's what happened to us.
Yeah, it's a great example. And so same with us. So I have so much free and half price now. I hit all my storage needs, and I'm way past that, and I just enjoy it. And I really think how dumb it would have been for me just to store a ton of food and never have eaten it. And I actually started there. Debbie actually rated that's my emergency, don't touch it. But it was so delicious. And I was like, why would I do that? And then we started cooking with it, and then the company came up with all these things. And now it's over half of
It's
my
so
food
great.
intake. What percentage of your food intake?
Probably
is?
50 to 60%.
Yeah, and you're saving money.
Yeah, the only thing I buy at the grocery store is like steaks and things like that.
Yeah, there you
But,
go. Yeah, I'm the same way. If I still like to, I'm not a zealot where I only freeze dry,
Right.
but I'll go have a steak. But if there's a side dish of green beans, you better believe there are green beans.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They taste so much better.
and our corn,
Yeah.
that corn is so powerful. Have you ever tried the corn straight out of the can?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's one of the, do you ever give it to somebody and have them go, wow?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. What you were talking about, that you would give people corn first and then you would go to the freezer.
I always do a vegetable first.
I actually found it the other way around because,
Okay.
because I did the strawberries.
Sure.
And the strawberries are very tart.
Right.
And so if they eat the corn, which is sweet, and then the strawberries, their face would turn inside out because it was so tart.
There you go. Well, you do what works then.
I do the strawberries, and it's like, oh, that's good, but it's tart. And then I do the corn, and the corns taste even sweeter
Yeah.
because they've just tasted that tart strawberry.
I'm gonna try that.
Try that. Yeah.
And so, yeah, it all just depends on,
Yeah.
The pineapple's a home run. People,
Yeah.
the corn and the pineapple, people go nuts over that.
Yeah.
And then,
These are great too. These,
yeah,
have you tried those? Pomegranate yogurt bites?
yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are great.
Absolutely.
so that's our pit. Any other questions you want to ask?
I don't think so. I think you've covered it all, and I just really,
Phil?
I really appreciate you taking the time when we're supposed to be here vacationing to do this.
Yeah,
It's just-
this is the magic
Yeah.
of business. So
We sure like working with you.
Oh, I've just, like I said earlier, these guys are in my upline, but I'm really getting to know them now because of spending time like this, and I really just appreciate how much you support me and support us. And
If you have a consultant and I am such a fan of this, almost no brochure do I give out from Thrive except for this one. When somebody's interested in
Are you
becoming
in?
Are you in brochure? I'll give
Okay.
you a few of these to take.
Okay.
You can do a
They're
camera
great.
thing on them. And they
Those are in the starter kit too.
Okay.
The consultant starter kit.
Right. Yeah, they've changed it since I got it, so unless I look at the list to see what's there.
Yeah,
That's a good
and you
one.
guys can go to Vistaprint and get these
Right.
and put them on all your products. I actually put them on the cans. We're in a hurry. We just put them on these cans. We were in a hurry to go to Aruba. And I'll show you. I'll just put one. Debbie, why don't you put one where we always
Yeah,
put it on the can?
that's just vistaprint.com, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Vistaprint, those are return address labels.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
go
And
there,
then
we go there to order checks.
And the ones on the catalogs, labels.com.
Labels.
Onlinelabels.com, and we run through our own printer.
Yeah.
I can't seem to find large stickers like that that are printed at a decent price. You can buy stickers and print yourself, and it's far cheaper. If you don't have a printer at home, you can lay glass on a copy machine and run it through there and do it. But you want a big label. Don't do white. Don't do
Right.
white. It
Do something that
disappears.
stands out.
Something that annoys them
Right.
and go, this is us. And if you go to Thrive Corporate, you'll pay. And there are a lot of people. I beg for that list, and won't give it to me. But there's a lot of people who've gone to corporate and they pay full retail. And it's like, you get them to go to your site. And always create value while going through you is the smartest way. And so there's the catalog, and there it is. And again, you can sell catalogs.
Right, okay, very good, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
I hope this has been helpful, and if you're in my downline and you want to give me a call, you know, my contact information is on your back office, so give me a call, give me an email, whatever, and
That means you're in our downline.
absolutely, and yeah, and if you're in my downline, then you're in their downline as well, so,
All right, thanks.
thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Bill.